Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Black, Bald, and Bearded podcast with DJ Motor Main, Spike Reed, and myself, Bankaya. What's up, everybody?
What up, what up, what up? We in there. You already know.
You already know what it is, man. Let's get to it.
Mm-hmm. And they more so honed in on like his like the I guess the LGBT part of his life, and they kind of didn't really touch on how racist that dude was. So this movie kind of like let people, if you didn't know J. Edgar Hoover was a racist ass motherfucker, then now you know. This dude, it's actually kind of funny how racist he was, in the sense that he's been so racist and he's done all this bullshit to like take down black leaders over that time period. But the one thing that like sent him over the edge for him to be like the Black Panthers are the biggest threat to America was Fred Hampton giving black kids free lunch. I'm like, wait, like, out of all the shit that went down, you went off from a free lunch program. That's the one thing that's what sent you over the edge. I'm like, yo, you got to be racist. You gotta be racist as hell to be mad that these little black kids in the hood is getting free lunch. You gotta be a racist.
You know, when you equip kids with what they need to succeed, it's over with.
That's
especially
true.
young black kids. They already know us that.
That's
why they do.
100% true. So I feel as though I think that they did it. They covered everything that they need to. One thing per usual on social media, Twitter, etc., that I don't like, that's really annoying, is they reach and try to find ways for it to be a problem. They're like, oh well, the movie was more about O'Neal, it wasn't more about Fred Hampton. I'm like, the movie is called Judas and the Black Messiah. The first word is Judas.
Big letter.
And there's also an and.
Exactly. The movie, they never said
with Judas. The movie starts with Judas.
Literally, it starts with they have never said at any point, they have never said that this is a biography about Fred Hampton. That has never been stated. So I don't even know where that came from. It was very clear that this movie was based upon O'Neal's bullshit around what he did with Fred Hampton. So that is just a ridiculous nitpick that people like to do to try to find an issue. Get the fuck out of here with that. That movie was
what it is? The thing is, they're conditioned. They're conditioned. Yeah. We're so used to seeing like a black movie be something that's like, what I'm saying, like some positive like spin, like even if it's a slave movie, it's like whole rebellion, revolt, like empowerment. Like, yes, this situation was that, but the focus point of the movie is the first person. Second person is secondary, meaning not as important as this current. Sorry.
Big facts. Absolutely.
You have to break it down. People get a little sensitive sometimes. You gotta break it down.
Ridiculous.
But I completely agree with you. I thought that it was beautiful. I thought all the poetry in it was amazing. It had me in tears, just some of the speeches, things that they were saying, the moments that were happening. I like paused it. It was talking to my dad. I'm like, Dad, you were born in 1954. We started talking about everything. I'm like in tears. I mean, it was absolutely beautiful how they put everything together. But I like how they focus more on like the purpose of them being to uplift the Black community, because a lot of times when people try to depict the Black Panther Party, it's in like a negative way, and they're like exactly what he says, like they're no different than KKK, they do this, they do that. It's like they try to put that type of narrative out there still now to this day. So I like that this movie really focused on building up the positives that they're doing, like free lunch for Black kids. Like, what's your problem? You want some shit? Like, what's up? $70 ice cream, like get out of here, bro.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I like to start off by talking about the Messiah character, because Fred Hampton was not somebody that I was familiar with, because I hadn't did a lot of studies on the Black Panther Party. Like I knew about Huey P. Newton, of course, but I didn't really seek out any other people, characters, personalities. so from that aspect, it was very informative, like you said, and then also it was informative from a standpoint where I didn't know that they had formed alliances with these other groups either like that.
That's
So
crazy.
my depiction of the Black Panther Party was just like they was just on some empowerment of their own neighborhood shit. It wasn't necessarily, empowerment of like, hey, like we're this
Community,
whole city, we're
larger
gonna
scale.
empower ourselves, each other, and then take back our neighborhood. So like that was super dope because I didn't know, that they were excuse me, moving like that. I mean, I knew they had political influence, but only because they were ruffling feathers up at the top.
Mhm.
Now, what I will say is about the Judas character, man, I could not stand this motherfucker, man.
Bitch
Hey,
ass motherfucker, boy.
bro,
Rat.
the shooting scene. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that scene pissed me off so bad because this nigga, like, he knew it was about to go down,
Mm-hmm.
and then Shorty was front line, and he like, yeah, I'm gonna go up top. I got
It,
you up top, and
it'll make more sense.
then he was trying to sneak out, and Cuz was out there, so he said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go up top. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
up top." And they blazed right at him first. He was the one that got it popping.
Yep.
Sniper.
But my point on Judas' character was Lakeith Stanfield played the role very well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I hated him,
Yep.
could not stand him.
That's how you got to do it.
But it was crazy to see that like they really had a nigga staged in the revolution, like, and then he was trying to act like he didn't know whether he was in a revolution or not, but he tried to run with it. I think, I mean, he was the dude, or the real guy was crazy. And then to
Yep.
see at the end of the movie, what he said about, even talking about what he did and having to tell his son, I think it was very powerful. Um, it was touching in a way, like it was like, damn, that's cold for real. Like that's a
Mm-hmm.
cold nigga right there, man. Like he was a he was a he was a smooth rat during the revolution, bruh.
Crazy.
Like he
Unbelievable.
is the reason why my man got
Yeah.
assassinated like that.
He
Like,
said he was part of the struggle. That was what he was gonna tell his son. I was like, what?
wow,
Like
like,
nigga, you are the struggle. Nigga, you the reason why we struggling.
but
Yeah.
Talking about.
after that thing dropped, he committed suicide. So he definitely felt guilty.
Yeah.
And the movie probably just brought it all into perspective and put it in front of him like, damn, is that how I look? Like shit. Oh, I can't live with that. That's crazy though.
Yeah,
Because for
right,
you to even be able to live through that and be alive to have a movie about it and it to come full circle like that,
Yeah,
God have mercy on his soul, brother, because that's crazy. But
yeah, he come
the
he
movie was the movie was top notch. The movie was top notch.
yeah, he did he committed suicide on right when the interview dropped in 1990. So this dude lived 30 some year or 20 some odd years after, because Fred Hampton got killed got murdered in 1969. So this happened in 1990. That's when old bitch ass killed himself and shit after the thing happened. My thing is like, look, the thing that one thing that I noticed too that was like alarming, because Kaya, you said that your dad was born in 54. My dad was born in 52. My dad told me my dad actually did join the Panthers in the 70s. And my dad was because my dad was 17 when
But I have
Fred Hampton.
sisters.
Yeah, when Fred Hampton was killed, my dad was 17. And so and it was what made me think about it was Fred Hampton was only 21. Like this dude had the FBI, he had all these all these racist white people just in fear at 21 years old, right? And it's kind of crazy. I mean, I hate to kind of go in on the current generation because I'm kind of part of it, but it's kind of crazy when you think about how like 21-year-olds back then was leading revolutions. You could just start going through different eras, 70s, 80s, even 90s. Look at Tupac, right? Tupac what he died when he's what, 24? Something like that, something around that time. So Tupac was talking all that shit, talking that real revolution shit, 21, 22. Look at the 21-year-olds we got now. We got NBA young boys. And you know what I mean? Out in Tekashi 21, like guys like that, you know what I'm saying? These are my, he ain't black, but whatever, you know what I'm saying?
We got to give love to some of our people
Some
that
of them
are 21 and killing it.
There's a few out there.
There's some young people that are killing it. You just highlighted the worst ones.
But you know what though?
He's the first one that came to mind. But I mean,
him being 21 and then being in fear like that and being afraid is why that free lunch shit is so crucial. You don't think that they sit up and think about that from like a standpoint when they're racist people, they're legit like, these kids are coming up, they're having their own little mantras and allegiances that they have, and you know, they're pledge allegiance to themselves. Like, what the fuck is this? They don't like that. You know, they're scared as shit. And they know that when people come together, like they're working with other groups, they know that that is bad business for them because they want to keep, you know, people divided, keep them separated, keep them beefing, because it just perpetuates more issues, obviously. That's what they want. It's like when they look at him being 21, they're like, can you imagine what these fucking kids will be at 21? Too much to handle. They already know. They already know. When you talk about starting a revolution, it starts with kids. They're 21. True. They like, shit, in 20 years, we're going to be effed because our kids ain't going to know what to do.
Very true. It's very true.
They know.
The part when they gave him the money because, you know, they knew he needed to get out of town. And he was like, man, why take this money when, you know, we can build, what was it he wanted to build, like a hospital or some type of like.
Talking about Fred?
Yeah, when he wanted to build like the medical center or whatever in the hood, so that they wouldn't have to go outside the hood to get medical attention and stuff like that. And it was just like, man, like the stuff that they were fighting for is stuff that like a lot of our generation probably takes for granted because like we have a lot of this shit already. And that's why, you know, to piggyback on your statement, a lot of kids don't even understand that shit, and we have like bad models of 21-year-olds that aren't doing the right thing in that aspect. But then there's an aspect that they don't have to fight for those same rights. You know what I'm saying? We got different rights that we're fighting. You know what I'm saying? And we're still fighting for equality. That ain't gonna never stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be hard pressed to think that like we will ever get it in actuality, because, you know, if you see like how they were fighting back then, it's not that same type of war now. You know what I'm saying? Like, the war for equality now is, I mean, it's always going to be within the color lines, but it's in the money line too. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, the rich don't give a damn what the poor or middle class have to say. You know what I'm saying? So the Black Panthers message was definitely prominent in that movie as well.
The reason why I thought about, like, the reason why you know, NBA YoungBoy came to my mind was because, you know, Fred Hampton's whole thing was, you know, obviously unity. And, you know, he went to one of the gangs out there, and he was just like, yeah, you know, imagine what we can do together. And, you know, just like he went to like a white group, he went to a Puerto Rican group, he just united all these groups together to form the Rainbow Coalition and get that cracking. I think about the reason why I said NBA YoungBoy, I remember this one statement that this idiot said not too long ago that was something along the lines of like, it don't take a man to fight somebody, it take a man to kill somebody, some stupid shit, some ignorant shit like that. But it's just like, I sat there looking at it, it's like, damn, you get that is the polar opposite message of what a 21-year-old back in the late 60s, early 70s said. You know what I'm saying? So that was very interesting to me how far some individuals have fallen. obviously not all of them. There's obviously some good young cats out there, but that's pretty much just what I thought about. Like that dumb ass statement will forever stick in my head forever. You know what I mean?
Which one?
But I'm saying the thing when NBA YoungBoy said that stupid shit about it don't take a man to fight, take a man to kill somebody, some stupid shit like that. I was like, I'm too old for that type of ignorance. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm about to be 34 in a couple of weeks. I'm too old for that shit. So, that's pretty much the way that I viewed it. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, to bring it full circle, I feel like Judas and the Black Messiah. I mean, it's only 2 months in the year, but that's the best movie of the year. That movie is phenomenal. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying? Shaka King killed that joint, man. So we'll see what we got next. But that was phenomenal.
Yeah, that movie was fire. I apologize. My son was down here playing with his cars and he didn't like what was going on. I think he's scared of the heater down here.
That's the one whose birthday. That's the one whose birthday it is, right?
Yeah.
He can rock. It's his birthday. He can rock out.
I would have gave him some camera time, but he wasn't fully clothed, so I gave him in his best light when he's fresh.
In his birthday suit, if you will.
I don't want to be in his birthday suit.
Literally, yeah. Happy birthday to the young man.
Absolutely, happy birthday. Oh, okay. So coming off of that crazy roller coaster of that movie, that's how I felt watching it.
Yes.
Let's get into some more crazy nonsense. Why? I don't understand this either. Why is Meek Mill entertaining Tekashi 6ix9ine? I personally don't like. I wouldn't even give it the time of day. Don't they already have some shit though? I just think we should put him in a boxing ring. Give him some stop and pop-ups, let him go at it. Whoever comes out, good.
I've seen clips of both of them boxing, and I'm passing on that fight 100%. I'm good. I don't want to
sock and bop-ups.
Yeah, I don't want to see one of them niggas boxing. Listen. Meek. I just was fresh off saying I'm about to be 34. Me and Meek are the same age, right? Meek Mill has no business paying attention, entertaining somebody who Tekashi's 21, 22, something like that, and clearly is notorious for chasing clout, doing things for getting attention. It's clear. If you see Tekashi and hit a bunch of security niggas walking up to you, it's clear that he's looking for attention. Why give it to him? Why? Like you got to look at certain people that would not go and would not tolerate no foolish shit like that. If they see some bullshit coming, they would just turn away and walk off and just like you're not getting involved in some dumb shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Meek is far too old to be entertaining Tekashi, right? Because look what happens. Not only did he do that, not only did he entertain him, but then Meek, per usual, with his Twitter fingers, went to Twitter and started talking about the shit. So now people are now talking about, instead of looking at Tekashi as, yo, this clown really tried to run up on Meek to try to get some clout and attention. Now they talking about why is Meek being Twitter fingers again? Why is Meek entertaining? Why is Meek putting it on his Instagram? Why is, you know what I'm saying? He's too old for this shit. He is too old. Tekashi, you know what he's about. You know that he's about some bullshit. Do not give him that lane. You know what I'm saying? Don't give him that platform to even involve you in some bullshit. So me, I'm not even gonna get into Tekashi because we already know he's stupid. We already know it's dumb. We already get that there's no point in doing what the fuck he's doing. But knowing this, act accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Meek should be ashamed of himself entertaining that and then taking it a step further. That's how I feel.
On Valentine's Day morning.
Right.
You at the airport.
You know where I'm going with it. I gotta go with Tekashi on this.
For sure.
The man rapped a line from a song to this man. Like this man told him he keep his fire in the club, he don't need security. Like, bro, you are not Pooh Shiesty. Why are you rapping and then the craziest thing to me about it is like, how does this dude get so tough? You are a federal informant. If anyone does anything to you, you can take them to court.
Yeah.
Oh, it was an assault. It was assault on me. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to go and say, you know, that Meek tried to assassinate his character or something by posting it on Twitter or Instagram. Like
he might.
Takashi 69, and I'm mad that I just said his name, but this kid is a Looney Tune, bro.
Yeah.
Like he's living in another lifetime. Like he's not in our world because any man that could do the things that he's done and then still be out here trying to pursue a rap career and like like this is how we feel. This is how we start to figure out that like this rap shit is kind of like wrestling. You know what I'm saying? This is not real life that we're seeing out here because like if was like some real life nigga shit, like there was no way that Meek Mill is gonna run into Takashi outside of the club and like nothing happens. Like nothing.
Right.
Like I mean, even a fight, you know what I'm saying? Like throw the hands one time. Like, come on, man. It's all this security around. Fight. Like, go ahead and you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, come on, man. But to stay on the good side, you know, I'm glad that nothing happened. You know that Meek will go back to jail because
he
9 is telling. He's gonna tell. He's gonna take him to court. He's gonna violate some type of probation, and he's gonna go back to jail. So, it wouldn't have been good if he would have actually retaliated. The tweets, Meek's tweets, they were okay. One of them was kind of sus because I seen a girl call it like a flirty ass tweet. It was the one when he said like, "Why'd he pick me?" What the? She was like, "This flirty ass tweet."
Especially you read it in his voice. You read it in. Why'd he pick me? Like that's crazy.
That one was sus. That one was sus. But you know, I found humor in it. I definitely did because it was just like, yo, like. Out of nowhere, what's on this nigga's mind, bro?
Oh, this dude, man,
outside the club for someone like.
But that's my problem. Though. My thing is like, so all right. So this is just a little method that I use in my real life, right? Like,
can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
And he was like this the whole time. You was a bitch.
Yeah, that's what I said. With the phone out, with the phone out. So you already know. Listen, bro. This is what I use in my real life with everybody. Anybody that I am associated with, I'm around, whatever the case is, right? I learn how they are, like, you know what I'm saying, personality, etc. What is their buttons, what pistol, all that shit, right? Because I know, so I don't go there with them, right? And I act accordingly. So it's like, okay, I know how you are. All right, so now I know, like, all right, so maybe if I say this to some other person, I can't say that to you because that's a trigger for you. So you might be lost on, you know what I'm saying? So that's just generally how I do if I'm going to actually be friends with somebody and associate with them or whatever, right? So for me, it's like people that you know how they are. Some shit is not worth entertaining. Like, you know that Tekashi is on some bullshit. You know that if you see this little motherfucker with rainbow hair and a phone out and security guards running towards you and you walking out of a club, wherever the fuck you was coming out of, you know that he is going to do this for some form of attention-seeking behavior to try to say something to you. Why the fuck is Meek standing there going back and forth with him? Had I have been Meek, I'd have looked at this nigga and be like, yo, look at this bitch ass clown nigga. Yo, let's go. And we just walked off. Because there would be no story. Because what's he gonna do? Hold the camera, hold his phone, make Val scared of me. He running from me. And then when someone asks him about it, y'all know damn well I want to run from that bitch ass motherfucker. Okay, over. But instead, now it's become a conversation and become a topic. At some point, and that's kind of like my point of me saying at the beginning, me and Meek are the same age. If I can think of this shit, then Meek should be able to think of this shit in the same way too. We were born in the same year, nigga. We should know the same shit, at least to a degree. So that's why I blame Meek. At Tekashi, you already know he's on that bullshit. You already know he's gonna do some stupid shit. Why entertain it?
My man was like waiting behind, like on the side of the car. you know, in between.
For him.
With his
Incognito and shit.
He popped out like, you was a bitch ass nigga.
Yeah, hiding behind a tree. You know what I'm saying? You see that meme where Shaq's hiding behind the tree? Like, that's how this nigga was. Like, come on, man.
He was like creeping, like, there
you got
Takashi probably practiced for a little while. He like prepared
looked in the
himself,
mirror,
like
looked
geared
in the
up in
mirror,
the mirror, and then like, I'm gonna pop out like this.
He's probably like,
pop out, get him, like, damn.
Yeah.
Yes, Ella Payson and shit. Like,
Oh yeah,
what you doing, bro? I don't know.
So yeah. It definitely anything Takashi does looks bad on Takashi, but any nigga who entertains it, it looks bad on them. So that's why it looks bad right now.
And we said Takashi's only 21.
I think he's 21. Yep.
I think he might be like 22 or 23.
Oh, he's older. Okay. Well, yeah.
I mean,
no, I'm not sure.
I know people can push your buttons, but 10 years is a huge age gap.
Right.
Like me, really, I'm not about to entertain nobody that's that young. Like and I'm only 30. So.
But I don't think you think about people's ages all the time in certain situations, just because like
That's true.
Like for instance, like, all right, you know, LeBron James. Me and LeBron James are close in age, but we are far away in bank account size. And this dude is like 6'9", damn near 280. Like, like, you know, I'm not scared of that man at all, but like, you know, he's a big ass dude that I wouldn't just, you know what I'm saying, like haul off and like smack upside the head. You know what I'm saying?
Common sense.
Right.
That's the situation.
Right. It's called being smart. Yeah.
Right. It's the same with anything else. Like, you know, I don't think first off, like, oh well, he's 36 and I'm 38. Like, I'm just about to whoop his ass. Like, hell no. Like,
right.
6'9", 230, 260. Like,
that's true.
I might not even hurt him.
Yeah, you gotta get that high on the punch first. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I feel that. I'm more so like, I'm not talking about they were scrapping. Now they scrapping, I don't give a fuck. Like if we actually scrapping, I don't give a damn how old you, as long as you're like, you know, you're an adult. But
wisdom.
Yeah, but like before it even gets there, you know he a dickhead. Like, you know he gonna be on some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? So that's just how I look at it. I was like, Meek should, that's where he's at fault. He's not at fault for, I guess, being the victim in this regard, because Tekashi chose him or picked him, as Meek put it. But as far as him entertaining it, that was just stupid.
I believe it was stupid too, but I also believe that the shock factor probably added to it. Like, yo, this little motherfucker really waited for me. Like, yo, I gotta put this on the gram, or I gotta put this on Twitter. Like, this is crazy. Nobody will believe me that this little really waited for me outside the club, like he was gonna do something.
That probably did cross his mind.
So I feel him on that one, because like, I don't even think, you know, my homies would believe me if I told him, you know, in his case, like, the homies that wasn't with him, like, yo, do y'all know 6ix9ine ran up on me after the club? They be like, man, shut the hell up, nigga. 6ix9ine ain't run up on you after no club.
That's true, because if he walked away, 6ix9ine wouldn't have the story to tell. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If he just walked away, he wouldn't have it on camera.
Right, and that's what I was going to say. And if it was the other way around, like, and he didn't react, 6ix9ine would have already had it on camera, and they would have known, like, damn, bro, 6ix9ine ran up on you.
Yeah, really ran up. Yeah, straight up. Oh, yeah.
So I mean, overall, I just think it was a funny ass situation. But yeah, I wouldn't entertain a little nigga neither.
Yeah, I think Tekashi, just like the way he is, he's always moves in trying to make whatever situation is happening like best for him. Even in the situation with, you know, he got a rat, it's like, whatever, that's what's best for me. So he don't care what he does. He don't care how he makes other people look. He's just doing whatever he think is gonna work for him. So it's like, all right. When we talk about one political FBI rat, we transition into one man who, in my opinion, one of the most oddly gangster presidents we had, former presidents we had. He didn't give a shit about what he said, what he did. I've never seen nothing like it, but this man was acquitted. Acquitted, what, 57 to 43? I was like, what? What? Acquitted? Not shocking. Not shocking. I knew that was going to happen, but
Yep, we all did.
If the toupee does not fit, you must acquit.
Straight up, man. Big facts. They didn't let his ass go.
I can't believe. I mean, I can believe it actually because I didn't think it was gonna stick. I mean, as much as I wanted to see it happen, they couldn't get it the first time, and they had witnesses on deck for all this shit, you know. And then the second time was just like he provided you what you needed to prosecute his ass, and it still wasn't voted in your direction. Like
It wasn't
I was
enough.
like, man, you know what? Fuck it. Like he the illest to ever do it, in my opinion. And I hate the motherfucker, but like just to be honest, like he's one of the illest to ever do it. Two-time, what they was calling him on the gram, two-time impeachment champion. Back-to-back impeachment champion.
Give that man a belt.
Back to back. You know, Chris Rock once said when he was referring to George Bush, Chris Rock said, "You think you don't give a fuck? George Bush don't give a fuck." So I'm a piggyback off that. You think George Bush doesn't give a fuck? Donald Trump does not give a fuck. This dude,
none.
I mean, I would be here all day going down the list of things that show that that guy does not give a fuck and how cold this motherfucker is. I hate the nigga too, but this dude is a bad man. He has done everything wrong. And I mean, granted, he didn't get voted back in, but that's like the worst thing that's happened to him, was that he didn't get voted back in for all the bullshit he's done. The worst thing to happen to him was he didn't get a second term, because this dude,
and he can still come back now.
And he could come back in 2024. And clearly he has supporters. So it ain't like that people ain't gonna still vote for him. So listen,
Donald, now.
Yeah, exactly. He might get.
I'll go out on a limb and say he might try to run with his son. Like, fuck,
why not?
I got my son now.
Why not? That's what I'm saying. Listen, like one of the statements that was said, I forgot who was said it, but they were like, so I guess it was kind of funny. You said that. So I guess having consensual sex in the White House is worse than riling up people to storm the Capitol. And essentially, that is crazy, because that's true.
Somebody tweeted that.
Yeah. The one thing that I don't like, though, that I do not like about the way that it's formatted, I understand that they're doing it because they were trying to get Trump impeached, but the one thing that I don't like is when they say that Trump, when they solely put the blame on Trump for riling people up. You got to understand, these aren't teenagers. These aren't kids that raided the Capitol. These are grown ass 30, 40, 50, 60. That one lady.
Cops. There was cops in there too.
Yeah, cops. Fucking all types of people that was there. So we're not gonna, because what that does is when you say that he riled them up, that takes the accountability off of them. That makes it seem like, oh, well, we didn't know what we were doing. Somebody just told us, Trump told us, and we just went along like we were mindless slaves. Nah, nigga, no. Y'all motherfuckers made a conscious decision to storm the Capitol based on words of what somebody else said. But don't make it seem like y'all had no choice in the matter or some shit like that. Nah, y'all gonna take accountability. Everybody there got to take accountability for their actions. When you become an adult, even as a teenager, but when you become, everyone should be accountable for their own actions. So that, I didn't like that. I didn't like how they were making it seem like these people they only did this because they were like, almost like they was on some Charles Manson shit, like they was brainwashed into doing. Nah, fuck that. Nah. All y'all got to be accountable, just like the Orange Man. All y'all motherfuckers, straight up, for real.
Oh. Yeah, I was talking to my dad about a lot of this, and he was like, he was very much in the same mindset that you are, Seth, except he was like, I think they should just show the video of these people like shitting on the white, like he was like, they should show all that stuff to everybody, because even if you're not, if you're gonna acquit him, cool, but show everything so everybody knows what you letting this man, like his words, these people as well, because he's not just up, it's also these people, they also need to be prosecuted, tried, all that.
Absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
I do want to know though, have you guys seen the Vlad interview with Boosie? he said that if this were Black people who did this, he was like, they would have been shot at the gate. It was like this Black people trying to storm the Capitol would have been shot at the gate. It was like, and Obama would have been charged with all of those people's deaths if this was his term. It was like,
sure. Oh, most definitely. We talked about that on one of the episodes, and I think it was before you got here, and we was talking about it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, had this have been us, it'd have been. I mean, like I said, I'm from that area. Like I'm from the DMV, so I've been to the Capitol. I used to play ball out in Southeast, like Barry Farms and shit. So I'm more than familiar with that area. But and that's why it was such a shocker to me, because shit, if they hear you talking about storming the Capitol or something like that, or going in or something like that, your ass will get arrested. Oh,
they let an angry mob.
Yeah, they let a bunch of white people run in that motherfucker. So yeah, that was shocking to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I was very shocked. Like, what?
Yeah, thanks.
No, I'm listening to y'all. I forgot what the fuck I was about to say for a second.
Oh, okay. I was about to say something. I was waiting on you to say something.
I didn't. I was like,
I had a good one and then I just forgot about it because I was looking at something.
All good.
I don't know. I just think he's nuts. I don't know. Everybody's nuts. All these people are idiots for even going up there.
Yes.
So I was gonna say, just imagine if this happened on Obama's watch. Obama would have been impeached twice.
Oh, easy.
Impeached him 2 times for one event. If Black people would have, after one of Obama's speeches, ran down on the Capitol or the White House and did the shit that these white people did, let me tell you what, or I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have even happened that way. Like you said, we wouldn't have made it that far. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas would have been shot.
Just as soon as they talk about it, that'd have been it.
Anything, you know what I'm saying? There would have been no way that any of this would have happened. And furthermore, like I said, there would have been more happening up the chain. They would have got Obama out of office for sure, because there's no way that, you know, he gets away with saying, you know, go to the White House or the Capitol and I'll be behind you. Like, bruh, you literally told people to do it. Literally, like you told people to do it and they did it. And now it's like, oh, we can't.
I was on y'all.
We have proof that he really did it. Like, what?
It's amazing.
What he said?
But and I said it, Trump is just the definition of Teflon. Like this dude, I've never seen somebody who gets away with everything. He is Teflon. There's when you sit there and watch somebody who just continuously gets away, like people used to say, first, you know, this is the first Black man that was ever Teflon was OJ, because OJ got away with so much bullshit until he didn't. Like he got away with so much shit until one time he didn't. But Trump, this dude has done everything wrong and has suffered zero punishment. So Teflon Don, Teflon Don, straight up.
Teflon Don, damn.
Oh yeah.
Get that nigga out of here, man.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't understand. I mean, I do understand. I don't know. I'm not shocked. I think he knows something. I think he has dirt on a whole lot of people on the scenes, and they just be like, shit.
Just let it go. Let it go.
In a tight spot. Damn it.
Oh, yeah. Very possible. Very possible.
I can believe that for sure.
It just makes the most sense. They're always doing something to like save his ass. I'm like, why y'all always running to go catch this man up? Like, what is this?
At least Twitter ain't scared of it. They said this ban is permanent.
It's over. Yeah, they cut that shit off. Twitter was like, yeah, we good. You're done. You're done here.
I heard a CEO, they were like, yeah, once we ban you, we're just not unbanning you. So sorry. I'm like, dang, okay.
They was the only one with the Boston flex on him. The Pentagon, the Capitol.
He's gonna create a ghost Twitter
with senators and governors.
You know what?
They would not flex on him, and Twitter stepped up to it. I applaud Twitter for that.
Yeah. You know what? This wasn't even y'all just reminded me of this too, and this wasn't even on one of the things that we wanted to discuss. But but I just wanted to know, were y'all familiar with the Gina Carano incident that happened?
Mm-mm.
That sounds.
Tell us about it.
I feel like I've heard the name, but I don't know what.
Okay, so long story short, the reason why I thought about it is because you brought up Twitter, right? Long story short is she's the actress. Well, she used to be a fighter and she turned actress. She's an actress on the show The Mandalorian, which is on Disney Plus. Good show. And so she basically got fired from the show because she said some tweets that they didn't like, right? I mean, whether you think the tweets are bad, that's subjective. Like, it's up to you to determine. Me personally, I don't think so. I think it was a reach, but they fired her for it, and it just became the thing because you brought up Twitter, how well they handled Donald Trump, but I think Twitter did a very poor job with how they handled Gina Carano, because basically, essentially, what happened with that one is it's another instance of cancel culture going a little bit too far, because what they did with her is they ultimately did get her fired, but it's because what her statements were kind of against the leftists. You know what I'm saying? If she said something that was like considered, they reached and considered anti-Semitic. I don't think it was, but I'm not Jewish, so whatever. I can't say it, but I don't think that they said it was anti-Semitic, but then also was like a couple little leftist jabs and stuff, right? And so they had a problem with it. But then at the same breath, the guy who plays the Mandalorian, the actor who plays the Mandalorian, Pedro Pascal, I think his name, he said something that was negative about the right, and they let it slide. So it's kind of one of those things. It's like, like that's kind of interesting. How is Twitter? Is Twitter kind of is it kind of bought? Like, is it what I'm saying? Or what? You know what I mean? And it just crossed my mind. I was thought about that. I'm like, I wish I would have told y'all to like look at see a little bit more on that.
Definitely heard about that story, but I had not read into it though. But I definitely heard about that story of her getting fired. I just did not know why.
Right. Yeah, it just seemed like a reach to me. But I mean, whenever y'all get time, definitely look that up and then check that out.
Yeah, I mean, Twitter doesn't always go in the right direction for people. Like nowadays, because like you can bring up tweets from like 1910, and it's like present now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy how like we got all of these apologies popping up, for what people said on Twitter or
I hate that though. I hate that. I really hate that, because it's basically like the whole "this you," like that whole thing. Like I hate it because it's like basically what you're saying is you punishing people for growing up.
Right.
Yes.
Basically immature, like, man. Like, what else do you want me to say?
You punishing people for not being dickheads anymore. And it's so weird to me. Like I never respected that part of it, because it's like, do you want people to grow or not? I mean, again, shit, let Twitter tell it. They wouldn't let Malcolm X become Malcolm X. They still look at him as red. You know what I'm saying? They still look at him as a pimp. They still look at him as like, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't let individuals that we all love now, you wouldn't let them be them. You know what I'm saying? You would be like, they were this you, Malcolm X. They're like, wait a minute, hold on. You was fucking with all these hoes and what, like, this you? The fuck out of here, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let motherfuckers grow, bro.
I think just to touch on that subject specifically, I think a lot of people forget that before he passed, he was not Malcolm X anymore. He was Malik El-Shabazz.
Yeah.
So he had matured again.
Yeah.
He had moved on again. So like, people love to keep you in a time.
Yeah.
But though, I mean, anybody who had tweets that were like from 08, when 07, 08, 09,
to keep it a
Twitter. I don't even want, like, look, we have to come into and implement a social media era. I feel like none of these kids, these people could have even imagined like the potential consequences like later. I mean, talking about like when kids are like 16, 15, like young kids being stupid, saying whatever they're going to say. Like, I don't think that anybody understood. I feel like now you want to go be stupid and say what you want to say on social media, be an idiot. Cause you've seen people get lit up for it now. But back then it's kind of like, give people a moment to grow the hell up and realize that was a long time ago. Like we're banking like over 10 years on some of these tweets. Like what?
That era, the thing is, I refer to it as the sensitive era. The sensitive era didn't even come in till like 2016. Everybody forgets about that. Like it was like a solid like it was like Twitter came out, what was it, 06, but it got kind of popping around 08, 09-ish. It was legitimately about 08 to about 2015, 2016 that it was like, it was wild. That shit was wild. But and that was the era. The era was, say, the most wildest shit you can think of, because that's what the era was. Now that the era has shifted,
there wasn't no algorithm and shit like it is now.
Right.
And plenty of people didn't even have followers, so it was like they just talking to themselves anyway. So they never thought nobody would see it.
It was just shit to do. So then once the era and the times change, it's like, yo, you gotta allow people to grow up. You gotta allow people to be like, okay, well, and that was me at that time. That's not me now. So let's move the fuck on. You took away, them motherfuckers took away Kevin Hart's opportunity to host the Oscars because of a joke that he said that was considered homophobic over a decade ago. What the fuck are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
That's where I feel like Twitter gets it wrong. But I mean, that's not necessarily their fault. But that's where I feel like Twitter gets it wrong, because these things do allow people to use it as evidence against you. And it's like, when did the society become judgmental like this? Like, now y'all report on me, y'all about to cancel me because you know what I'm saying? I said fuck McDonald's.
At my job, we had a social media policy at my job that stated, like, if they got wind of or heard that like we were saying something that was like inappropriate about like work or in relation to that all that could be used as evidence against us. It's like a full statement. You like, damn, okay. So I didn't associate myself with my work at all for that reason specifically. It's like, it's too much.
It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous.
Okay. Oh, okay. Away from Donald Trump, away from his weird-ness, all that shiz, we knew he was going to get acquitted. I'm not shocked. Just depressed. Not shocked, though. Let's talk about the game yesterday. I really didn't get to watch it. I just saw the highlights briefly, but I know that the Nets came through. Kind of trying to establish some dominance on us. You guys want to lead us in with this?
That's right. You up in the bay. I forgot about that. Look. Listen, I hate the fact that when teams play the Lakers, they turn the fuck up. But yet when they play other teams, they get blown the fuck out. When the Warriors was playing the Lakers, Steph could not miss. You got Kelly Oubre, who was in a slump. This nigga broke his slump on us. Like, whenever it's against the Lakers, there's always somebody who's want to knock down threes or just want to shoot a crazy percentage. But yet when it comes to another team, they just are trash. The Warriors have now lost twice to the Nets. Opening day, they lost. And now this game, they got cooked, man. And I'm sitting there watching this shit just like, if this was against us, none of this shit would be going on. Y'all would be playing your hardest game y'all have ever played. And y'all, I'm just sitting there watching them just let KD just casually go to the basket, shoot 15-footers, all that bullshit, man. I'm just like, all right. Matter of fact, for the most part, they didn't even put Draymond on him. They had Wiggins and shit on KD. I'm just like, okay. I'm like, all right, so y'all not even trying. I mean, I get it. They put Draymond because Golden State, so the Nets have such a dynamic squad. I get it. You got to put Draymond and James Harden, and I get it. But I would have been better off, truthfully, I'd rather be better off with Oubre on KD, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just attempt to trap him, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer, just watching the Nets, how the teams need to play them, is you got to let somebody else, like one of the other two cats that's not the big three, beat you. You know what I'm saying? You got to let Joe Harris, who can hit the three for sure, no doubt, or you got to let DeAndre Jordan beat you. Don't let Kyrie beat you. Don't let Harden beat you. Don't let KD beat you. So that means that if whoever they're close to, that other person needs to double them and just kind of work around that way. But instead, you just letting again Andrew Wiggins just get cooked by KD. It was disgusting to watch, man. So and that's what I'm saying. These are two teams that I very much dislike, but I at least wanted it to be a competitive game. I at least wanted it to be like Golden State put up somewhat of a fight, but no, they got torched.
I'm actually starting to like this Nets team. And it's crazy I'm saying this because I don't really I never really liked the idea of them together. I still don't really.
Yes, I still don't.
But I'm starting to like them because I'm seeing something different from James Harden with him bringing the ball up, him initiating the offense, facilitating the way that he's facilitating. He's still getting his numbers, maybe not 40, 50 points a game, but he's still getting his numbers to where this dude is almost averaging a triple double. Like he's grabbing 7 boards, he's getting 11 assists a game.
He had 16 assists last night.
Yeah, like for me, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, they're kind of exciting to watch when you think that like you got 3 superstars on one team, and then you just take the bullshit aside because they all got some bullshit with them. I ain't gonna get into it, but bullshit aside, seeing Kyrie, KD, and Harden on the same court, it's kind of damn magical, man. I can't lie, but
of course.
I did think that last night's game I was gonna see more out of the Warriors. I really thought that Chef Curry was gonna come out and cook their ass up and drop like 60 on them because that's what I thought he was on this Curry revenge tour and then he kind of fizzled off a little bit. But you know what? I ain't gonna put it all on him. I'm gonna tell you what, I think that Draymond shit, that Shaq and the Fool shit that he pulled the other night, the first move that he pulled the other night, where it was 8 seconds left, and instead of giving the go or pick and roll or just dumping it off to him, he just decides 8 seconds in, I get the inbound pass, I'm a shoot this mother. I don't know what was on his mind. I think he may have thought he was going to get a foul call.
But he's getting fouled, which was stupid as hell.
Which is dumb as hell because I still would rather the ball go to Curry and him be potentially fouled rather than me. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, that was stupid.
That was stupid. But yeah, I didn't see what happened with Curry. Like he just couldn't shoot last night. Like he only was like 3 for 9 or something like that. Like I think he was like 9 for 12 or something crazy that it wasn't that good. Like he probably would have had like 40 if he would have made the ones he missed.
Yeah, he did. I mean, well, Draymond is a major part of that game last night. I mean, Draymond's not known to get a lot of points, but at the same time, in a game like that, 6 points is unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like he went crazy with a bunch of boards and he had 6, 8, and 7. That's unacceptable. It's an unacceptable stat line for when you're trying to beat, could potentially be the team to come out the East. That's just unacceptable. Draymond has to do better. Like even if you give me 12 points, like at least give me double digits, bro. Don't give me 6 points. I don't want to see that from you at all. As far as the Brooklyn Nets are going, I think that it is hilarious to me because the reason why KD left Golden State in the first place was because he heard the talk and he wanted to prove that he could win, like, or not on a stacked team, like on an even playing field. Then James Harden goes there and he's essentially in the exact same situation that he was in Golden State. So even if he wins again this year, it still probably won't be respected like that. So I do think that's hilarious. That's the bitter irony here of this whole season. Yeah, I'm going to bring it up all the time if they win, me personally. So if I think that is kind of funny that that's the case. So of course the Brooklyn Nets, they're going to be a hell of a team to watch all year. It's enjoyable basketball, at least on the offensive end. I mean, there's way too much firepower between those three. Then you got Joe Harris, who can't miss. I mean, DeAndre Jordan, that nigga's washed, so whatever. But that team is just insane, man. So I mean, I look forward to this week on the 18th, because that's when they'll be playing the Lakers, and that's Thursday. Thursday is going to be a major, major day. So we'll be
I'm
able to
off
talk
that
about
night, so I will be watching that with a cold one.
we'll be able to, oh yeah, we'll be able to talk about
Cold
that
one
on the
and a
next show.
roll one for sure.
Man, what? Real.
I'm excited to see that game too because I want to see how they measure up against the Lakers. Even though they are super stacked, what superstars, we can't act like the Lakers are slouches. Like, yeah,
No.
they've been coming out the gate real slow these past couple games. With them getting into these overtime games and Braun having to put his cape on and come out and save them again. Even with AD killing in that last game. But
Yeah.
I feel like it's not going to be if the Nets do win this first game against the Lakers in a regular season, it's not going to be an easy game. I feel like it's going to be a close game for most of the game, and it'll probably change up in the fourth. Somebody will take a big lead, but I do think the Lakers will win because they don't have nobody for AD, and in the same matter, they don't have nobody for Braun either.
Nope.
That Nets team is offensive. That's not a defensive team. So like, spare me with any talk of, oh, they're gonna shut someone down, because I mean, listen, I wouldn't be surprised if Trez has a great night. The starting five has
he's
a
going
great
crazy.
night.
I was gonna say that.
Like, I feel like anybody can go off that against that team. But what I think will be exciting to see is who guards who. Is Brown going to be on KD? Is he going to guard Kyrie at all? Is he going to guard Harden? You know what I'm saying? Because Harden's bringing the ball up. Who's AD going to guard? Is somebody going to go crazy on AD? Because sometimes AD be like, I feel like he's the DPOY. Even though somebody over in Philly said that they was the DPOY, and I'm just gonna act like I didn't hear that.
And he got cooked.
Yeah, after the shit that I seen when they played Phoenix.
Yep. Devin Booker just torched his ass.
No, I'm excited, man. I can't wait for this Lakers Nets game. Potential NBA Finals match. That's what I'm gonna go ahead out on the limb and say. Potential NBA Finals match.
Oh yeah. I'm still not ready to put Brooklyn in the finals already. I still, like I said at the beginning of the season, that it's going to be the Lakers and Philly. I'll still stick with that. I think that's what it's going to be, and I said Lakers in 6. I think that when it comes to that particular game, the Lakers and Brooklyn, I think that what they're probably going to have to do is see KD. Like, Braun is not going to guard KD the whole game, right? He'll guard him a lot of the game, but they're not going to put him on him the entire game just for fatigue purposes. Because while KD has the luxury of solely scoring, Braun got to do everything. So it ain't the same thing. I'm saying it's levels. It's levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they might mess around, even though he's not even that good of a defender. They'll probably put Kuzma on KD just because he's a body, and he's going to eat up Kuz, of course. But the good thing about it is there is only one ball. There's only one time that they can score and then come back around. So like, while Harden is probably going to be on, they'll probably throw in Matthews in there to try to stick with Harden. They'll probably throw in Caruso. They're going to put him on Harden and on Kyrie. And AD, I mean, he's going to have a field day on DeAndre Jordan. I expect AD to have a 40-point game in that game. I expect him to actually have one of those classic.
Have the hardest job though.
Yeah, because because he'll just be a rim protector. So he'll periodically be on KD, but I think, like you said, I mean, the Lakers, I look for Trez to have a huge game. Trez the Nets don't have anybody for him. They have nobody for Trez. So Trez is going to just eat up that paint like crazy. THT, when they throw him in there, oh my God, he's going to light their ass up.
I like seeing him.
Yeah. He's a secret weapon and shit. He's for sure the secret weapon. So we should be all right. I mean, I'm not going to guarantee a win for the Lakers, but I'm damn sure not guaranteeing a win for the Nets either. That's just going to be a solid ass game.
I'm not either. Call me what you want, but I could never go against LeBron. Just the same way that nobody ever wants to go against Tom Brady. So,
agreed.
Okay, I will be definitely tuning in, watching that game. So I'm off. I'm gonna get with my dad since we're both fans.
Shout out to your pops. Shout out to your pops.
Yes, he's the bomb. Absolutely. We're like, nobody has an answer for us. Our two best players. We just got it. We got it. Our two best players are better than most people's 3 or 4 best players, so it don't even matter.
Big facts.
Or whole team.
Oh yeah.
But how do you think all this OT is going to impact LeBron, though? That's the real question here, especially on this game that's coming up on Thursday. It's a big game.
Yeah, the LeBron. Listen, LeBron. If this was anybody else, like any other athlete on this planet, I would just be like, this is bad. Like all this overtimes and all this other shit. I'd be like, this is very bad. But LeBron's different, man. Like you gotta think tonight they play the Nuggets. It's gonna be a good game. LeBron we've never seen an athlete like him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like for him, if like while we would see somebody else and be like, oh man, they're gonna be tired as hell because it's gonna start impacting their knees. It's gonna start like that dude, man. I mean, I've seen him get tired, like in the past game when they was playing OKC, when that which could have sealed the game when he shot that air ball over. That's because you had no legs. You only shoot an air ball 15 feet away when your legs are gone from you. So that's also his third overtime in 5 days. So that's where that was. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like in general, overall, do I think that is really going to affect LeBron? No, not really. I would prefer that he doesn't. Like I wouldn't try to play, mess with fate like that. But and normal guys now, I don't think it's going to affect him that much. I think LeBron will be just fine. He's well too conditioned to even have to have this be a concern. Anybody else, absolutely, but LeBron, nah, I think he's good.
Yeah, we talk about that just because he's such a great athlete. Like over the years, me and my dad talk about his conditioning routines and just like how key it is for him to take care of his body. Like people always talk shit about how he needs to ice his legs and how long he has to do it. And I kind of feel like he's going to be fine because he always puts like the preservation of his body first. And I respect that 1,000% because it's like, well, all of y'all want me to continue to play and make money and do all this shit for you. So respect what I have to do for me. Like, I fuck with you, Bron.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bron is going to not be affected by these overtimes. Not down the line, maybe immediately this week. You know, he might be a little fatigued, but I don't really see it being a long-term problem. Like you said, Bron is going to get his rest. And he said it before. He's not tired. When he's in the game, he want to play till it finish. He want to get that W. So I'd be hard-pressed to ever think that, like, Bron himself would ever be worried about how many minutes he's playing. As long as he feels like he can get a W or, you know, help the team get a W when he's on the court, then he wants to be on the court. So, no, I don't think the overtime is going to be have a huge effect on this season for him at all.
Yeah. I'm grateful. I'm glad. And I hope it doesn't because, you know, we try to preserve all our players, all our team for as long as possible. Laker Nation out here.
You already know.
More chips.
You already know, man. Go.
Okay, so this is, I think this is going to be an interesting topic, actually. But you guys are the two men in the room, so it's going to be from your perspectives here. What is worse? A man's girl giving up the box or giving up the brain? And I know what type of brain we're talking.
Mo, you gonna take this one first, bro?
Not no intellectual conversation. Talking about.
You go ahead and take this one, bro.
All right, so to touch on this topic because I think it deserves a man's touch. You know,
Yeah.
I think it deserves not a gentleman's touch. I think it deserves a real nigga perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So
Big facts.
so from a RN perspective, I really feel like as much as it hurts to know that my woman gave up the box, I feel like the brain is more intimate for some reason. And
You're not wrong.
look, call me crazy, but I don't, I just, it's like, it's almost like, like, all right, you find out like a guy, like, I don't know, like say touch your girl's butt. Let's say the guy danced with your girl.
Mm.
That sucks. But then to find out like the guy kissed your girl, that is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So like, I know those are two widely different, very
I follow
variety,
though.
but
I
I'm just
follow.
trying to paint a picture here. Like, I know the box is sacred. The box is definitely sacred.
Mm-hmm.
So is that mouth. Like that,
Mm-hmm.
that's just
Mm-hmm.
like why you put your mouth on that man? And like, I'm not saying I would have rather you gave up the box, but you really thought it was okay to put your mouth on that man. Like now, like he knows he got something up on, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, like you really wasn't thinking. Like you
Yeah.
really brain, you wasn't thinking.
Man, I mean, there's literally no
Intellectual brain was out the window.
right. There's literally no disagreement from me whatsoever. Listen, like if you letting the man smash, at least you getting something out of that too. So at least you can rely on, well, hey, I'm getting something out of it. That's why I did it. You top that nigga. That means you just did that for him. Like you strictly did that so he could feel good. That's what that comes down to, man. Fuck that. Fuck that. That's the worst shit on this planet. There's nothing worse than that. Like, I mean, if you put a gun to my head and you said that I need your girl to do one or the other, then hey, give her the box. Go ahead. If you gotta do one, if you gotta do one or the other, hey, go ahead. Because that shit is ridiculous, man. That shit is some shit that you probably don't recover from. Like you kind of probably gotta let her go after that one. Like that, you can't really I can't look at you in your face again, knowing that you did that in the back of in my head. You know what I'm saying? So that's the worst, yo. That's legitimately the worst shit on this planet. So, ooh,
Yeah,
just the
brain,
thought is irritating.
it is. Like it hurts to the core because it's like you sucked him. Like,
That shit is crazy.
like, like just imagine if you was a nigga that, you know what I'm saying, it took you a minute to get that. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? The one time like you find out like she cheated on you and it's like, you sucked him?
Word.
Like, yo, like I
Oh
don't even
man.
go ahead like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's hurtful to a man. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If young
sir.
people don't know, that's hurtful to a man. And like you said, brother, it was solely for his purpose
That was
of
for him.
feeling good. It was not to help you at all. You don't get physical pleasure from doing that. You may be a person that just is a giver. If you like
Yeah.
to give, and you might be cool with that. But to really say that you gave and it was for your pleasure,
Nah.
miss me with that.
Yeah.
Miss me with
Nah.
that. You could have
That's
gave up the box. That would have proved that you wanted
That
something
would have
out of me. Yeah, like look,
that'd been much better.
I need to get something out of this here. So you know what I'm saying? All right, I fuck with it. I don't really like it, but I fuck with it. It's you kept it a buck, but
Yeah, that is the one way that's the most hurtful thing on the planet, you know what I'm saying? And since it's Valentine's Day, we talk about some love and shit. That's the polar opposite of love. That's some hatred shit. That's some shit that we can never I don't know if we can bounce back from that one, man. So yeah. So we're pretty much on the same page. I'm pretty sure most men would probably agree with us on that one. I'm pretty sure. You know what I'm saying? So
I hope
oof,
so, man. But if you
oof.
don't listen to what we just talked about, and maybe we just
I don't disagree that it's hurtful for sure, but I do disagree that it's only for the male's purpose. Like, I totally disagree. I feel like as a female, at least, I totally disagree in terms of just like the act of doing that. That's not always just for at least to me, it's not always just for the man. So it's like sometimes that's fine for me as a person. Like it's like I want to do that, but that's me. That's me as an individual. I can't speak for all women.
I
you're
see.
naturally a giver, like I
Yeah.
said.
But I do understand that that's hella hurtful. But
Yeah,
but
because
she
like
could
that's
be
what I'm
getting something
saying.
out of it. She could be getting something out of it. Is all I'm saying.
Okay. I can't argue with you on that. Like I can't. Like all
Is
right.
it, you know, just
I think that's what makes it even more hurtful
That's
because
even worse. Yeah.
I didn't know
I
that
figured that's
you
what I'm
even
saying.
got any, thing
Right.
from it. It was like you
Never
Right.
had a
free on
girl
it.
like
You know what I'm saying?
suck you off and then she's like like ready to go after like
Well, nah, of course, but yeah, no, I don't mean like be
once you're
like
ready
that.
And
like
see now, and then that's where it's just like, all right, yeah, all gloves was off. You sucked him and you let him, like you
Yeah,
don't
that's
want to be with me no more. You done.
yeah,
that's a part of foreplay.
Man,
man.
some people
Man,
do with the head,
what if he ate her out too?
the brain.
I mean, I
Just
mean,
saying.
it's
What if
all
you just
bad,
want
but at least
you
I don't know, man. It's a rough
just want to know
scenario.
your
You
girl
want
didn't get
either
played
one
like a
to happen.
sucker?
Yeah, basically, yeah, pretty much. Like at that point, it's like, damn, so now you got me looking bad out here because now you looking crazy. You know what I
You get
mean?
anything?
Yeah. Ugh. It's a rough scenario all the way around, man. Pray for them fellas out there that gotta go through that. Jesus.
Yeah.
Whew.
Protect your queen, man.
Man, what?
Protect your
Straight
queen.
up.
Protect your queen out
Big
here.
facts.
Cause yeah, it's ratchet out here. And make sure she's well taken care of because if you don't, there
If you
will be a
don't,
that will.
whew,
What'd you say the other day about somebody one of the players going to another team, one's trash is another man's
yo,
trash.
that's trash. That's
Yeah.
it.
Trash
That's
your
it.
girl and see want another nigga
Another
queen her up
man's
real
treasure,
quick.
boy. You ain't lying. This is what
Buff her ass right up and shine her.
You guys know we have hurt some poor man who had a rough Valentine's Day. They're listening. Like,
I know. We ruined somebody's day. I feel bad about it, but it is what it is. Content, going content.
The moral of the story is make sure your girl's not being a sucker. Make sure
Mhm.
you're not being a sucker either. Make sure you take care of your girl and she'll take care of you.
Way to put a bow on that one. I
Yep.
love it.
I'll take that.
I
I'll
love it.
take
I
that.
love it. Amen.
Oh.
Amen.
Do you guys have anything else you want to touch on today?
I think we done covered it as far as I'm concerned. I think we done covered it.
Me too. Me too. Well, everybody, thank you guys for tuning in again. We will see you guys next week. As always, you are tuned into the Black Balled and Bearded podcast with DJ Motorman, Spike, Reed, and myself, Ankaya. Bye, guys.
Peace.
Peace.